The world watched, perhaps, with a mix of anticipation and maybe some apprehension as two really significant global figures. Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin met up in Alaska.
Yeah, it wasn't just any meeting, was it?
No, definitely not. This was high stakes, highly anticipated, generating headlines, speculation everywhere. They sat for 3 hours. The reported reason: discussing the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
A huge topic.
Huge. And the big question, the one on everyone's mind: what actually happened behind those closed doors? What was said, what wasn't said?
And what does it all mean, right, for the war, for global stability?
Exactly. So today, our mission is to, well, cut through the noise. Let's unpack the layers of this encounter.
Sounds good.
We've distilled insights from, a whole range of information, official statements, expert analysis, body language, those subtle, symbolic things.
Pieces.
All the pieces,
Yeah.
to give you the clearest possible picture of what went down. Okay, let's unpack this.
What's immediately striking and really fascinating here is the contrast. The headline outcome versus the rhetoric.
Right.
Despite that long 3-hour talk, the official word was pretty clear. No deal. No grand agreement, no ceasefire signed on the dotted line.
Unequivocal, almost.
Almost. Yet, paradoxically, both sides came out talking about progress, even productive conversations.
Which feels contradictory.
Exactly. This contradiction, no deal, but productive, it raises a big question right away. How can a meeting make progress without actually landing a concrete deal? It's a puzzle.
That's precisely the enigma, isn't it? So let's peel back those layers. Look at the mechanics of Alaska. The stated outcomes, the unstated signals.
Okay.
So it was Trump and Putin, direct meeting, Alaska. 3 intense hours. The immediate official line, like you said, no deal. Specifically, no agreement on a Ukraine ceasefire.
The main point for many.
Absolutely. And maybe one of the most telling signs of no really tangible agreement. No joint press conference, no Q&A with reporters afterwards.
Which in diplomacy usually means.
It implies disagreement, right? Points too sensitive, too unresolved for the public glare.
Yeah, you don't put leaders out there together if they can't present a united front on something.
Exactly. And while both leaders did offer some initial praise for each other, they definitely sidestepped the tough questions.
Indeed. And it's crucial here to understand Trump's own framing. He said it quite explicitly. There is no deal until there is a deal.
Okay, what does that actually mean in diplomatic speak?
Well, experts generally read that as negotiations are ongoing. Nothing's final until it's formally agreed, signed, announced.
So not necessarily failure.
Not outright failure, no, but it's an intermediate stage. It's certainly not the immediate clear success that a joint declaration or a ceasefire would represent.
Right.
Which raises that important question again. If there was significant progress, why couldn't it be announced?
Especially for Trump, who likes announcing wins.
Precisely. The fact he couldn't produce a big win suggests the progress, whatever it was, wasn't substantial enough. Or maybe it was just about keeping lines open, hints that the core disagreements didn't really shift.
This brings us to, I think, a really interesting part. The diplomatic style itself.
Trump's style, you mean?
Yeah. This meeting felt like a classic case of his personal diplomacy. It's quite different from traditional statecraft, isn't it?
Very different. Less reliance on the established protocols, the career diplomats, the whole interagency process.
He seemed to prefer that direct leader-to-leader thing, viewing ministers, ambassadors almost like,
Right.
well, employees.
Yeah, bypassing a lot of the institutional knowledge and maybe caution that usually goes into these things.
And remember his campaign claim, ending the Ukraine war in 24 hours.
That claim hung over this meeting, definitely.
So for him, this was a personal test of that promise, a chance to show he could cut through it all. And his mood afterwards, reportedly reluctant to do that Fox News interview because he had nothing to say, that suggests disappointment, doesn't it?
It does. It suggests that whatever personal connection he sought, it didn't translate into that quick, decisive win he often talks about.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Putin's side.
Yes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, Putin is known for being strategic, understanding psychology.
Right.
He seemed to grasp Trump's, let's say, appreciation for praise, personal admiration.
Sources said he complimented Trump.
Reportedly, yes. Things like making America hot, suggesting it hadn't been so hot in years. A direct nod to Trump's ego, his platform.
Wow.
And even more strategically, apparently agreeing with Trump that his loss to Biden was the catalyst for more tension, even the war itself.
That's quite a move, validating his worldview.
Exactly, calculated validation, fostering common ground. But, and this is key, while saying Trump was sincerely interested in peace.
There was always a condition.
Always. Putin consistently tied peace to fundamental conditions related to Russia's security, implying Ukraine must remain under Russia's influence or even part of us somehow, a firm stance he never really backs down from.
So, initial smiles, handshakes.
Cordial at first, yes, but reports suggest the atmosphere got tense during those 3 hours, leading to, well, no concrete public outcome.
It shows personal rapport isn't everything when national interests clash.
Precisely. It opens doors, but doesn't necessarily bridge fundamental divides.
Okay, so beyond the talk and the personalities, let's look at the symbols, the unspoken
You
stuff.
could report it in diplomacy.
The location, Alaska, more than just convenient.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Choosing Alaska felt very symbolic. A halfway point, yes, but also a geographic bridge.
Evoking history.
Evoking that long, complex history between the U.S. and Russia, a reminder of a connection that goes way back.
Interesting. And then there was the B-2 bomber.
Ah, yes. The visit to Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson.
Trump showing Putin a stealth bomber. What's the message there?
Well, what's fascinating here is the ambiguity. It could be a show of force, couldn't it? America flexing its military muscle.
Intimidation. Power projection.
Possibly. Or it could be seen as transparency. A host showing off assets, almost a gesture of openness.
So a mixed signal.
A really complex signal. Goodwill mixed with a reminder of underlying power, designed to be interpreted in multiple ways, perhaps.
And Putin had his own symbolic moves before the meeting, didn't he?
He did. The stopover in Magadan, Far East Russia.
Unusual detour.
Very. And while there, he focused on domestic stuff, economic development, visiting a fish oil factory.
Signaling to his home audience.
Clearly, prioritizing their livelihoods, even amidst global diplomacy. But the key move, laying flowers at a WWII monument.
Commemorating what, specifically?
The Elsib air route, that vital route where the U.S. delivered aid to the Soviet Union to fight Nazi Germany. Allied cooperation.
So what does this all mean? Taken together.
That Elsib gesture was powerful. A strategic historical reminder. We were allies once against a common enemy. Suggesting cooperation is possible again, hinting at reducing tensions, finding common ground, maybe. It's subtle but potent.
Wow.
What's fascinating here is how deeply symbolic these actions are at this level. They're not random. They shape narratives, set tones.
Putin's a master at that.
He certainly understands the power of symbolism.
Okay, but despite all this symbolism, we come back to the lack of announced deals. Even unspoken ones.
Right. Trump's vague claim, agreed on some things we've never agreed on before, but then refusing to specify.
Even when pushed.
Even when pushed. For a leader who loves announcing wins, that silence is loud.
And the economic side. High-level officials were there, weren't they?
They were. Economic advisors, finance people, yet zero announcements about joint investments. Alaska, Ukraine reconstruction, resources. Nothing on sanctions relief either.
Which many expected, or at least hoped for.
It felt like a missed opportunity. And again, the silence is telling. If there was a significant economic deal, Trump likely would have trumpeted it.
So the takeaway is likely. Nothing concrete was achieved on those fronts.
Nothing announceable, certainly.
Let's shift to the immediate aftermath, Ukraine's reaction.
Described basically as a sigh of relief.
Relief. Why relief at no deal?
Because they feared worse. They worried Trump might concede territory, accept conditions harmful to Ukraine's interests. So no deal felt like dodging a bullet, in a way.
So, from Kyiv's perspective, the status quo was better than a potential Trump-Putin agreement made over their heads.
That seems to be the feeling, yes.
Okay, so did Trump return empty-handed? Is that fair?
Well, in terms of concrete, announced deals, ceasefire, economic pacts, you could say yes, empty-handed.
But politically?
Politically, it's more nuanced. He can spin it, portray himself as trying, opening dialogue, being the mediator.
Playing to his base.
Exactly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, perception matters hugely in politics. For his supporters, just having the meeting, claiming progress, showing he engages adversaries directly, that itself can be framed as a win.
Regardless of the tangible outcome.
Right. The optics can be as important as the substance sometimes.
Yet the stark reality for Ukraine
is that the war continues. No ceasefire means ongoing attacks, ongoing suffering. That's the harsh bottom line.
Which leaves us with a lot of questions.
Many unanswered questions, yes. Was this just buying time? A diplomatic placeholder?
Or laying groundwork for something bigger later? Something secret.
Could there be secret agreements? We don't know. If so, what are they? What are the implications? These are big unknowns.
And the crucial point about Ukraine and Europe.
Absolutely critical. Any lasting peace deal has to involve them. Ukraine, European allies. They won't accept a U.S.-Russia deal brokered without their input impacting their future.
So no two-party solution is likely to stick.
Highly unlikely. It highlights the complexity. This meeting ultimately left more questions than answers. It's a continued, intricate, very uncertain dance.
So we've just done a deep dive into this really complex meeting. High expectations, lots of symbols, but ultimately many unannounced details.
A lot left below the surface.
Hopefully this exploration has given you, our listener, a clearer lens, a more nuanced way to view these global events. So what does this all mean for you?
Well, the chessboard of international relations is always shifting, isn't it?
Constantly.
Players making moves, overt and subtle. What do you think? What's the next big move in this dynamic between these major players? Something to ponder. And I'd add, in a world just saturated with information, it's so crucial to look beyond those headlines. Analyze the subtext, the signals, the power plays. This meeting, even without a concrete deal, is a powerful reminder, isn't it? How personal agendas, historical symbols, and raw power dynamics shape global conflicts.
Absolutely.
There's always more to learn, more layers to uncover, so we really encourage you. Keep questioning, keep exploring, keep thinking critically about the world.